everybody. Welcome back to the third episode of this podcast. This is Mike, or better known as MDC, and I'm here with another one of my models, the lovely Kay Slay. As you all know her. Hey, Kay.
Hi guys, how are you?
How are you doing today? TGIF, happy Friday. How are you doing today?
Yes, happy Friday to you guys. I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm hanging out at home. I'm having a pretty quiet day.
Pretty quiet day.
Yep.
I don't know, because kind of was a mission just to get this interview possible.
What's that?
I said, I don't know, because it was kind of a mission to get you on here tonight.
Listen, between momming a 4-year-old and all the other stuff I have going on, yeah, it's a lot, but I'm definitely happy to make myself available for you. So I'm excited for tonight.
Awesome. Lovely. Love it when models and mothers can make times, for MDC. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I love it. So, yeah. So, Friday. Friday, June, living here. How you been handling it?
How have I been handling this situation with COVID and having to
Yeah,
stay?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Like
well,
what have you, like, for instance, like what have you been doing to keep yourself occupied and stuff like that?
okay. So when this first happened, I wasn't happy, obviously, about this situation with COVID and all that. It's very serious, but I was happy to kind of have a little break from work and just kind of little pause on life because, especially in New York, I feel like we don't ever really get a chance to just be on pause and really just relax. So at first, I was like, okay, this is going to take a little bit of adjusting, but it's kind of good for me to have a break and just do nothing. But then, as a true New Yorker, I would say probably 2 weeks into it, I started to get pretty bored, like we all did. And it's a huge adjustment that we can't really go outside. There's no recreational activities to do. There were no restaurants open. There's not even like a clothing store open to go into. So I was making the best of it, actually, home a lot. My son is 4. So obviously he was in school. And we had to do homeschooling when all the schools shut down. So I kept myself busy doing the homeschooling stuff. And then just having a 4-year-old at home running around, going crazy in here was a lot. So planning activities for him, trying to keep him busy was basically my main focus. I did a lot of cleaning. I
Oh
cleaned
man.
the closet. Yep. I gave away and donated a lot of stuff. I definitely have my apartment spotless. It usually is because I have OCD, so I clean constantly. But I did things like scrub my tile in my bathroom with bleach and Comet and all that. I really just started focusing a lot on stuff in my home and all that. And then obviously I was trying to plan for going back to work and some shoots that I have that are upcoming, getting some ideas together for things that I'm going to do for a couple of different publications that will be coming out, and things like that. And then just I started doing Zoom calls with my friends so we could get together kind of, but over a call. So I started doing Zoom calls. I had like a high school reunion one, which was super cool. I started reconnecting with a bunch of people who I don't normally have the time to sit and have long conversations with, or even FaceTime or any of that stuff. So, yeah, I was doing all that, reconnecting with people, spending time by myself, watching movies, doing the mom thing, cleaning, and that was about it. I mean, other than that, it was a challenge to keep myself busy, but I definitely tried.
Wow, that was a mouthful. I was just sitting here just listening to every single thing that you did during these past 3 months or 3, 4 months, whatever it's been.
That
And
was condensed. Oh,
and
I did some
my
online shopping.
God,
I did online shopping too. I forgot to add that in. So that's part of my list.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh my God. Well, let me just start with this little one that I was able to catch first. So, like, the homeschooling with your son, all right?
Yeah.
That Must have been an adventure.
That was a serious adventure. My mom is a teacher. So my mom always had my brother and I doing activities that were educational at home, especially during the summer when we were off school. But I've never actually been in a position where I had to be the teacher, quote unquote, to my child. So it was definitely, I would say it's a learning experience for both of us. It was quite a challenge. I followed the lesson plans and guidelines that his teachers sent every day. So that was super helpful. And it made things a lot easier than me trying to navigate everything myself. But
Yeah.
it's certainly a challenge when you have, I mean, any child, but especially a young child, and you're in your home because there's so many distractions and other things to do. And then when you're the parent, kids always want to test you, right? Because
Yeah,
you're the
because you're a
parent.
mom. Like, come on.
Exactly. That's what you do to moms, right? You
Yeah,
test
you
them.
try to get over.
Exactly. So we had a lot of that stuff like, oh no, mom, I'll do the rest of it after I play with my toys, or I'll do the rest of it after I watch this on YouTube, or whatever the case was. So a lot of distractions at home.
So okay,
Very
so like when your son would do that, like how would you like redirect him to try to get him to finish his work? Like what would you do?
Um, well, I basically just told him that the schoolwork needed to be done, and I explained to him. I talked to my son very much like he's an adult in some ways, and I don't mean like saying inappropriate things or saying things that he's obviously not ready to comprehend or hear. But I don't really go back and forth with him like he's a small child. So I just told him, since COVID is here and school is closed, we have to make sure that you graduate, and we need to get your lessons done the same way you would do at school. So I basically explained to him when he's at school, he's expected to complete his tasks before he's allowed to play. And the same expectations were at home.
Lovely,
Um,
lovely, lovely.
and what's that?
I said lovely.
Yeah, so it didn't go over so well a couple times, but I took the iPad away for a couple days because I noticed, as I'm sure many parents do, that it was a huge distraction
Yeah.
from him doing his schoolwork, and really him doing anything, even walking down the street when he's holding the iPad is it's a distraction. So
Jesus.
I took it away for a couple days and I hid it. And he was very focused after the second day of not having his iPad, and soon came to realize that there were expectations that were similar to the expectations at school, although it was a different setting. And we got through it like that. So yeah, it took a couple days, and it was a little bit of crying and arguing and kicking and screaming, but we made it happen.
Jesus Christ. Oh
Yeah.
man. I can't even begin to try to even comprehend that because I'm not a parent. So
Yeah.
God bless you with that one. But
Thank
oh man. So I don't know because I think you're in the Bronx, right?
you. I am.
So I'm living in Brooklyn. So going on a different topic right now because I just
Okay.
literally heard it right now.
Okay.
Have you been experiencing these people out there just blasting fireworks just out of randomly?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I was posting this on Instagram the other day. Like, have we missed a holiday or a celebration? Or is there something going on here that we need to know about and we need to be celebrating,
Like,
Michael?
dude,
Like,
like, oh my god, I think it's been like a whole week straight. These
it's
guys,
more, it's been more than a week up here. So I've been hearing fireworks for, I would say, the last maybe 3 weeks.
oh
And
my god,
it's a lot. And so, first of all, we don't even have any place to get fireworks in New York
that
because,
that's what I'm saying. Like, oh my,
like, where are they getting them? So I guess people are going out of state to get them, but why did we think to start this, and what are we celebrating exactly? Are we bored? I'm not
I
sure.
honestly, that's what I believe. I believe that they're just bored. They have nothing
Bored,
else to
right?
do. But
I
like,
think so.
and it's not even like these regular ass fireworks. These are like these
Oh no, it's
big
like a
ass
show.
bombs.
Yeah, yeah, no, I know. I actually saw someone. I was walking from my car to my apartment last night, and they were like pretty extravagant. I was kind of impressed. I was like, where are these people getting these from, and what are they doing?
Oh my,
But and Yeah, so I don't know. It's been bizarre to say the least. When it first started, I thought maybe there was just like a holiday that I missed, and cuz everything is sort of it goes into a blur now because we've been home for so long, and I forget certain days, and I sometimes don't know what time it is, and I thought maybe in my mind I could have missed a holiday, but it's been going on for weeks, so I'm pretty sure that people are just bored at this point.
But
And I'm pretty sure they're just bringing in fireworks from out of state and having a great time. I
But you
mean,
know
I'm
what,
not mad at them.
You know what makes it even more bizarre though? What makes it even more bizarre? I don't know how it is in the Bronx, but over here they don't even wait till like the sun goes down. They start like
Oh no, no.
around like 5, 6,
Oh yeah.
7. While it's
Yeah,
like so
midday.
midday exactly. Like what
Yeah.
the hell?
Oh no, that's happening over here too.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. And then when night comes, like they go for to like 12,
Crazy.
1 in the morning.
Oh yeah. Oh, last night I actually fell asleep kind of early last night, but I had my son in my room, and I guess the neighbors or someone down the block was setting off fireworks or whatever, and it had to have been like I slept for a couple hours. About 1:45 in the morning, I got woken up to like a huge like banging noise, and it was fireworks. So,
Jesus.
yeah, they're doing them like all night. And the funny thing is, like, I remember actual celebrations and days when people usually set off fireworks, the police being so like on top of it and so adamantly going to all these places and neighborhoods, and people were calling and they were coming around and giving tickets and taking away the fireworks. And now it's like everyone's just doing fireworks. Like it's not even on their radar anymore. It's
Like,
like
we're not
whatever.
for real. I don't think that the police are even concerned about people with fireworks right now at this point.
They
Like,
definitely, they
but
definitely.
we're not gonna go into that because that's a whole other topic. That
Let's not do that.
yeah,
Yeah, let's
we
not.
don't need to talk about that here.
Yeah, I
Oh my
have.
god. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that could
like
go.
that like oh my, a week, 2 weeks, like it's at this point, like because usually around this time of year, like maybe towards the end of June, I would understand it because 4th of July, but this is like 2, 3 weeks before the even 4th of July is even here, and these guys are just
Right.
blowing these fireworks every damn day,
Yep.
and it's like it's almost as if like these like there's like two groups competing with each other because there's one group that will be right outside my window like a couple blocks over and I can see them, right, and
Mhm.
then I can literally see the fireworks when they shoot it off from the roof, and then
Mhm.
there'll be another group that's coming from like the other side of my building that I can hear it, that you can distinctly hear it. That one's coming from the east, and then this one's coming from the
Right.
west, and like what the fuck. Like I'm getting
Fire,
both my ears
firework
destroyed.
wars. Firework wars.
Like that's what it seems like, and it'd be those big motherfuckers that be like type shit.
Yeah. No, I hear the same things in my neighborhood. They're very, very loud for the most part. So yeah,
Like
it's strange.
how you know what probably could also, I just thought about it right now. Because like COVID and everything's canceled.
Hmm.
There could be a couple of patriotic people, and since everything's shut down, there might not be a 4th of July fireworks celebration. So maybe that's their
Oh,
way.
I think we can basically bank on the fact that Fourth of July is canceled. I
So
don't.
that's what I'm probably. So that's them probably celebrating their 4th of July. So since they can't do all of it all at the same time, like they see at the celebration or whatever, they probably spread it out throughout the rest of June and finishing up probably on the 4th of July. Hopefully,
Let's hope they finish on the 4th of July, because if these people still have fireworks after the 4th, I'm going to be. Oh, I hear them right now. I
do
don't think you can hear them, but they're outside my window as we speak.
I've been
Oh my
hearing
god.
that. I've been hearing them since we started this podcast.
Oh
I don't
my god.
know. I don't know if the microphone picked it up. I guess I'll hear it when I'm editing. like,
Yeah.
like they're. It's ridiculous. And right now the sun is like it's not even down yet. It's still setting. It's only what 8:26. So the sun is still.
8:26.
It's still bright outside. Still,
Yep.
it's ridiculous. But it's crazy. But but hey, that's America for you.
There you go.
Oh man. So yeah, what's it like being a model?
Um. Well, I don't know.
it's
There's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff.
Okay,
So
yeah, but let me be like a little bit more specific, cause
yeah,
that
yeah.
that was just like a joke to ease the tension, cause we all know you're a model, like we all get it, we know. Um, so okay, so obviously you're a model, you've done shoots, you've done good shoots, you've done great shoots, you've done, I'm assuming, cause everyone has, they've done bad shoots.
Certainly have.
Um, so if my memory serves me right, and my
Hmm.
memory is very good,
It is very good.
I believe we started talking because I would see your work. No, well, I would see your page first, and then I'd be like, "Yo, you should be modeling, right?" And then I believe I had the guts or the balls to send you a direct message, be like, "Yo, you should be modeling," and you was like, "Oh yeah, I do model," and I was like, "Oh shit, damn." And then you was
Agree.
like, "Oh, I just don't have my stuff posted because my page got deleted and stuff like that."
Hmm.
Yeah. So like, I don't think I
So
ever asked like, well, like how big was like that page that got deleted?
The page was pretty big that got deleted. So what ended up happening was I had a page that I used for mostly my modeling stuff or any publication kind of stuff. And I didn't really add my personal people so much, unless, I mean, maybe a couple here and there. But I didn't really add my personal people to that page. It was more, like a business type of thing because I would do certain publications or I would do um, certain things that I didn't necessarily want on my personal page or on my page that I use for, family stuff and all of that. Like it was kind of like a business page and a personal page. Long story short, um, I was up to about 50 something thousand followers, I believe, on that
Nice.
page, maybe a little more. And like I said, I didn't advertise it. I didn't have it linked to anything. I never tagged anything on it on my personal page. I kept it completely separate. So I had a couple photo shoots that actually I've still never posted to this day. Besides on that page, I haven't put them back up, but I had a couple shoots that I did for a couple publications that I'm not going to name exactly what they were, but I did a couple publications for some swimsuit stuff and that kind of thing. And my photos started getting flagged. So before this happened, I never had a problem with that because it was, like I said, kind of a business page. So most of the time when your photos get flagged or when something gets deleted, it's because you have someone on your page that's in your personal life that doesn't like you or has a reason that they feel to do something like that. So it was never a problem, like I said, on this page. And that's also a reason why I kept the thing separate. I guess somehow someone came across the page, or I don't know how it happened, but someone must have come across the page, and that's easy to do these days on social media. Like explore page, or someone sees something and tells someone else. Long story short, I got a couple pictures flagged. So I they sent me a notification a bunch of times basically saying like that my page was going to be deleted or disabled if I guess I continue to violate the community guidelines. Now, my page didn't have anything on it that I felt was violating community guidelines, and I've certainly seen pages that have been up longer than mine, had more followers or less followers or whatever, but definitely had
Raunchier
more.
stuff.
Exactly, more explicit work. All my stuff was like clothed. I would say the most scantily clad you would ever see me on that page is in a bathing suit. Um, so I didn't really see the problem with it, and they were actually flagging old pictures. They weren't anything new that I was posting. These were pictures from back. I would say months ago, a year ago. So I kind of stopped posting on the page a little bit because I was a little apprehensive. I posted a story one day, and I believe that I was at a shoot and I posted a story of myself at the shoot, and then I reposted the photographer um, posting like a video of me at the shoot, like a kind of behind the scenes. So that video got flagged and taken down. The next day, I had another couple pictures that got flagged, and then I tried to log on to my account in the morning, and I had an email from Instagram saying that my page had been deactivated for violating community guidelines. Um, I reached out to a couple people at Instagram, and apparently Instagram legal told said something about, I don't want to quote it because I can't exactly remember what it was, but said they said something about them being liable for something, if something were to happen to me involving sex trafficking or something,
Wow.
that they could be liable or something like that. I
Mm.
don't remember, like I said, the exact verbiage, and I don't want to say what the exact
Yeah,
message
yeah,
was
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
I can't reference it because I don't remember. But I mean, I can give you a kind of a overview of what it said, and that was kind of the overview. So basically, Instagram legal told me that I was not allowed to have the page back, and I wrote to them basically saying, like, I don't,
yeah.
I don't really
Uh,
understand this. Um,
I really, really, genuinely, I think, like, I wonder if that's happened to anybody else that's ever got their shit deleted,
it it was
but have like Instagram legal tell them that it's like sex trafficking. They
I
can't.
was so confused.
Like,
I had
that's so
no I was
confusing.
like, I don't know what like I didn't I thought maybe like they sent a message to the wrong person. I was like, this is so strange because I don't even understand where this is coming from. They
Dude,
Yeah,
that was
it was
crazy.
super out of left field, didn't make a lot of sense. The email was very bizarre. And I just kind of left it alone after that. I know there are people who can get your account back, and you could do all types of different things to get your account, recovered or whatever. You can pay someone, or there's lots of different avenues. I actually do happen to know someone who actually got my personal page back, because shortly after that page was deleted, my personal page was deleted for about 2 weeks. I actually have a good friend who, has a very high up kind of connect in Instagram, and that person actually ended up getting my personal page back for me. And I told them about my other page, my secondary, my business page, and they kind of said, like, that's going to be a little more, if Instagram legal is kind of involved in, like, whatever, it's kind of a little more a little more of a process. Like, if you really want to do it, we can try to do it. But I just said at that point, you know what, maybe it's not meant to be, let me leave it alone. And I kind of let it go. And the only thing that I'm really upset about actually was, like, my contacts that I had on that page, because a lot of people were, business contacts or photographers or people who do, work in fashion or makeup or hair. And those kind of people, I like to connect with, because I don't necessarily have their number in my phone or have their email address or whatever the case may be. But I do like to collaborate with them and be able to connect with them. So that was kind of what I was the most upset about, was my contacts, and then some of my photos, most of them I have backed up, and most of the photographers obviously keep their work so I could, reach out and get it. But it's kind of like a collection of your work that's all together. And yeah, it's kind of gone. So
And it's funny that you say it that specifically, because I believe that was the next time that we spoke about, like, like literally the next time that I actually like had a conversation with you after that whole little
mhm.
story that you just said. I believe you was trying to do something for like a magazine. I don't remember exactly what it was for, but I remember the conversation. I was like, hey, what's up? And then you was like, oh, I'm fucking stressed out. And I'm like, why? Because this guy's kind of playing with me a little bit. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I got this magazine thing, or this opportunity for this magazine, and they want to use the pictures that I took with this photographer, and like he's taking forever to send me these pictures, da, 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 da.
Mhm.
Like, and then
Common problem. I'm sure models can agree with that and can
yeah,
uh, feel
and,
me on
yeah,
that.
and I was like, oh my god, like how long it's been since you've been waiting? And I don't remember the while, but I think you would say you was waiting a long time, longer than you should have, for something
Yep.
that can just take like 5 seconds.
Mhm.
And I was like, damn. I
Mhm.
was like,
That's
shit.
definitely an issue that I've had a lot of the time, because sometimes when you have an offer from a publication or they're interested in your photos, they'll need them, in a timely fashion. They're not expecting them today, but they will, if a publication has a date that it's set to come out, they obviously need them in a timely fashion. So a lot of the time, when you shoot with people, different photographers, everybody has their own turnaround time, and that's totally understandable. And everyone has their own process that they go through, to perfect their artwork, or where, to make it their own and edit the way they feel necessary.
Yeah,
And I'm
but
totally cool with it. But
like, dudes, I've known models that have waited like months,
oh yeah, yeah,
months
absolutely, uh-huh,
for like
absolutely,
5 pictures or some shit. I'm like, nah,
yep.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
well, this happens a lot. It's happened to me multiple times. I've actually missed submissions for publications because I don't have my work back. And then, there's nothing you can really do because I can't edit it myself. And then, most photographers, I can respect this, but it's a little frustrating. It's so their work is like their art, obviously. So
Yes.
if you were to take their pictures, their raw images, and get them edited by someone else, they might feel offended by that because their vision is kind of not complete until they edit it the way they want to. And I totally get it. But then as a model, you're like stuck in between a rock and a hard place because you're like, okay, I have this publication. I gave my word to them that I would have these photos. I spoke to the photographer and kind of let them know the deadline or let them know that I need the images. But, someone, somewhere, somehow we dropped the ball. So I don't have images to give these people. And then, you don't want to violate the photographer by any means because I would never do that. I like to respect everyone's work. But then you end up in a situation where you've let the publication down because they don't have your feature because you don't have those photos. And then, you also miss out on an opportunity as well as possibly some money, right?
Yeah.
So
So like,
it's
here's my thing, coming from the photographer side of things,
right.
coming from everything that you just said and everything that I know about the situation, because we spoke about this situation off
Yes,
podcast in the past before.
absolutely.
So here's my view about this situation as from the photographer side of things.
Right.
If I'm working with a model, let's say, for example, let's just say I'm working with you for argument's sake,
Right.
right? One option for scenario one, we're collabing on something, right?
Right.
And there's no payment exchange whatsoever. So it's a collab 100%. I'll help you, you help me type thing.
Right.
Right. So, ergo, the pictures really shouldn't be like, well, let me not say the pictures. Like, the photographer shouldn't really be upset because you didn't pay me for these pictures. I basically gave you these pictures, so they should be yours to do whatever you want. I can understand
Oh,
that.
I didn't look.
Scenario two would be if you paid me to do these photos, and then you gave it to somebody else to edit. Then I would understand why I would be a little mad.
Right.
That I could get,
Right.
but I'm not, I can. But if it was the first scenario where it was a collab and you didn't pay me and I didn't pay you, so I shouldn't really have the right to be angry
Okay.
because it's a completely trade for trade. So
I.
if I'm taking forever to edit something that was a free thing, and you have the same photos and you was able to get them edited somewhere else, then that should just be on me because I'm taking so long to do something that should have been done, that could have been done so much quickly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I never.
And then at the same time, you get what you want because you got your photos taken and you have your photos edited and then you have them ready to send to the publications,
Right.
right? So
No, I agree with you. I've never thought about it that way. I just always like kind of assumed it was kind of a violation of someone's artistic work or like someone's vision for you to take their work and hand it off to someone else to put their own spin on. I kind of thought of it like that, but I totally agree and get what you're saying as well.
oh no,
So
you could think of it like that also, but at the end of the day, it's art is art, but it's also business also at the same time. So you
right, and
can't,
that's where it's hard.
and exactly. So and when it comes to a business, there's a time frame that you and a deadline that you have to meet when you're working in this field. You can't just do something and just be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna get to it when I get to it." and then a week later passes, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, 2 months pass, and I'm gonna start getting to it. And I do one picture, two pictures, and then I'm gonna do the rest later. And then I'm not done editing these pictures. Like no, and then I'm gonna get mad because you wanna because I'm making you wait for something that's taking me forever to do. No, I'm sorry.
Right.
It's art. Don't get me wrong. I respect you saying that you respect my vision, but at the same time, chop chop, my dude, get your ass working.
I completely agree with what you're saying. I'm the type of person where I like to do everything I can to kind of like give the opportunity to someone to do, I don't want to say the right thing because it's not the wrong thing to take a long time to edit. It's not necessarily wrong, it's just annoying and it's not professional per se, but I like to give someone the time and the opportunity to kind of do what I feel is the right thing to do. And then, if it comes to a point where I have to do something else, I will. I never also like to burn bridges with anyone just because you never know when you'll cross those bridges again. And although New York is huge and the photography community is huge and fashion community, model community, and all these different publications, it's so vast. It's also small at the same time because a lot of people that you work with, I know, and we all somehow end up coming together again at some point or knowing each other or whatever the case may be. So I always like to, as long as there's no like serious violation or anything like that, obviously that's another thing that happens sometimes, but I never like to burn a bridge if I don't have to. I always like to give people kind of the benefit of the doubt. And, like you said, that's actually one thing that I've learned to be a little more, not so lenient in while I'm doing modeling type of stuff. So I'll usually go into a shoot or, anything that I'm doing with somebody if there's a time frame that I need it done by, or if I would like to use it for a publication that's reached out to me or whatever the case may be. I'll go into the shoot, or before I get to the shoot, actually I'll let the photographer know, like, look, I really want to shoot this look for X, Y, and Z. Do you think you can have it edited within this time frame? I just wanted to let you know up front because this is kind of what I'm doing this for. And then we get on the same page. And then if the person doesn't come through in a timely fashion like we agreed to, they can't really be upset if I take the photos somewhere else to edit or do whatever I'm doing, because I let you know up front what I needed and why I wanted to collab with you. So I think that that's kind of been one of my biggest lessons, just being super straightforward going into it. And just letting people know exactly what I need the work for and what I'm intending to do with it. And then from there, there shouldn't be any hard feelings or anything because I kind of told you up front.
Yeah, and that kind of leads us into the next little segment. Is like that's how we basically met pretty much, because I was like, dude, that's like not acceptable waiting that long. If I did a shoot with you, I get the images done right then and there, if not the very next day, and have them all to
I
you
have
ready to
to tell
go.
you, you've actually edited images that we're taking while we're still shooting.
Word,
Like
right?
break. While we're taking a break, I already have an edited image
Where
from you.
where like
Literally.
we was taking a break. We was taking a break, like a 5 minute break, like for you to go
Yes.
drink water or for you to go change the next outfit. And I'm there waiting for you, right? And then you're like, okay, I'm ready to change. And I'm like, oh, hold up, wait, check this out. And you're like, oh shit, it's dirty
I
done.
re- I remember I posted, so I remember you edited so quickly the exact time you're talking about. I went to go change, I came back and you already edited the last look, like 2 images. And I remember I was so happy, like I loved it so much. I posted it right away. And people were so confused because they were like, "Wait,
You're
you
at the
just
shoot
post
already.
yeah, at like you just posted a story at the shoot with him, and now like you're with MDC shooting and now you're posting the edits, and you're still posting videos after that of you shooting in different outfits." And I'm like, yeah, it's
he,
it's confusing, guys. He's super fast.
I'm like,
But
it's super
I
fast and
remember,
super good and super effective and efficient. Don't forget all of that. Thank you very
don't
much.
forget that, and professional.
That's number one. That's
Never
immediately number one.
Never forget that. And that's also something that's a big, big deal when shooting with photographers. And I want to say that's one of my biggest things when I'm shooting is someone being professional. Because a lot of the times with this stuff, it's female models, and obviously it's not, there are so many male models and a lot of publications that publish male models and all of that. So I'm not saying that there's more or less female or male models. I don't know. But a lot of the time, females shooting with male photographers gets a little, like, sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, or sometimes you get into a situation where either party, whether it be the model or the photographer, is not really being professional. And that's
Yes.
another. So I totally appreciate that about you, because it's always been like super business with us, even though like we're cool, we're friends, we'll joke around, but like so much respect, like on both, ends, like between both of us. And like that's something I appreciate too. And that's a big thing. It's a big, big thing when you're modeling, because a lot of the time you're going to these shoots by yourself. And as much as I don't like to admit it, like I don't always have someone to come with me, or I don't always have, a guy friend who can be there to tag along when I'm first meeting a photographer to make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
And it's really, really, really important, because there's so many horror stories and there's so many things that can happen to people. And then there's so many situations where girls really want these pictures, and they, for whatever reason, for whatever they're using them for. Maybe it's personal, maybe they just want them, maybe it's business, maybe they're have an offer from a publication, whatever it may be. And sometimes, they can't afford them, or they don't know photographers to reach out to, or whatever the case may be. And then it ends up sometimes a situation where like they're taken advantage of. And I'm sure it happens to photographers as well, like to get taken advantage of or whatever. So that was kind of like a tangent I just went off on, but that's also like always in my mind and like super, super important to me. So I always have appreciated that about you. So that's something that's like big on my like list. Like I'll only shoot with certain photographers.
Yeah.
Um, if I meet someone once and I don't get a good vibe, I won't shoot with them. And then, if I do meet someone and shoot with them once and have a good rapport, that means a lot to me, because we can definitely work together multiple times, as you and I have,
Yeah.
together more than once. And we also have done like longer photo shoots than I would say I've really done with most people. Like you and I have been in a studio for like 2 or 3 hours doing like multiple looks at a time. And that's really big, because for a model to be able to be comfortable with someone, and you to be comfortable with the model, and for us to kind of go into a collab, like being able to work together like that, it's great. It's awesome. And there's not a lot of photographers that I've worked with. There are a handful. I've definitely worked with a handful of amazing, amazing photographers, but there are some where I just haven't had the comfort level and the trust level. So I just have never, I either didn't shoot with them, or I've never shot with them again, even if they've asked me to.
Yeah. So like
So,
I'm gonna touch on both things that you said, the main thing and the tangent, because I have little words to say for both. So the first first one, I remember that first shoot too. It was the FD studio shoot in that one, the room one, the white room.
mm-hmm.
Right. So me, like I said, well, me on the photographer end, from my point of view, like I said, first meeting you two, because you never know who you're gonna meet, is always scary, because it could be a real person. They can come with a group of people, which could be a little bit intimidating. It could be a whole catfish that shows up. It could be they could not show up at all, which has happened to me a couple times in the past too, which kind of sucks. But
Right.
but when meeting you, coming, we did the shoot, right? I have to admit I was a little bit intimidated, but that because
Listen, you're
because
not the first person to tell me that in all places in my life. I
so
think it's
so
my
like
personality.
so no, but like I'm saying, I was like, in my mind, I'm a little bit intimidated, because you had like this whole swagger, and you had this whole thing to you, right? So like I could like I was picking up that energy, I was picking up that vibe. So like in my mind, I didn't say it out loud, but in my mind, I had to be like, okay, she's big time, so I had to deliver. I had to bring my A game. So
No, why did you think
now
that?
listen, just let me get this out.
I don't want you to feel like that.
No, but
Okay,
it's
go
a
ahead.
good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing,
No,
because
no,
that's motivation.
I'm flattered, but I don't. Yeah, it's strange to know how. It's kind of funny to know how you come off to other people, right? Like I don't see myself like that. So for you to see me like that, I'm like, oh my god, is that the is that what I'm giving off? Like,
No, well, it's not. It's
but
not even that to it. I'm just saying that because that's the energy that you had. Like you look
right,
big time. But like for me, even if it's just any other model, my mindset going into a shoot is okay. She
yeah,
is trusting me to take her pictures and to show her, well, not show her, but to show everyone else that's looking at these pictures to see how great she is in this moment. You know,
right,
it's my
right,
responsibility as a photographer to show them what I see through my camera. So like I have an obligation to perform the best that I possibly could be already
right,
off jump when I'm shooting with other people or regular people also. So but
right.
when you come in coming out the like finding parking from with your BMW and you walk in with a big ass bag full of mad clothes and I'm like, oh, I definitely got to bring my A+++ game. So when we got up to
Oh,
that to the studio and then you're going through the all different outfits, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is cool. And in my mind, I'm going through all the different looks and all the different angles and all the different things. And mind you, like I said, guys, it's not easy. Trust me, shooting, photography, even directing a model. People might think it's easy. It's not easy, but when you work with someone like you, who is just like a natural, who knows how to pose, who knows how to like pose her face, knows when to smile, knows when it makes the job a whole lot easier. So like I really didn't have to say much besides like, oh, can you just turn this way? Because like it's like when you vibing with somebody, you have good energy. It's like your minds are in sync, so like you know what to do when I tell you to do something. I don't have to like go into great detail.
right.
So that
It's good.
happened, right? So like yeah, we did the first look or whatever, and then you're posting videos or you're taking a break, and I'm just editing I'm editing my best work that I could possibly do, and then I showed you the pictures, and you were like, oh, I love that. Because
Mm-hmm.
it goes back to what we were talking about before. Because he was like, "Oh, I work with this dude. He made me wait forever for these pictures," and I wanted to show you that basically them taking forever is well, excuse my language, fucking bullshit. Because
Right.
I'm literally shooting you right at this moment, and I'm editing 2-3 pictures at a time while we're shooting. So
Right.
like, like that's just how I've always been. I always wanted just to provide great work. And now going into the second part, the tangent part, where it comes to being comfortable and feeling safe,
Right.
that was always a goal of mine when I got into this business. Because I've heard the stories, I've
Right.
seen, heard the stories. We all have. So I'm not gonna go into all the gory details. So
Right.
when I got into this, my goal was basically to do it my way, flip the script, trying to change the view of how things are, and do things how they should be.
Right.
So I was doing that for a while, and then the pandemic happened. Right, so I'm gonna skip ahead. So we did great work. We did it. We killed the MDC and Case Lake. We the best.
Yeah.
So skip ahead to the pandemic. Right, everything shuts down. Right, da 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 da. But since there are some models out there that are still that they still shooting and they still need content, but a lot of these people got shut down, so they can't really shoot, or they're afraid because of the whole COVID thing, so they don't want to risk it, so they stop shooting like I did. So then these models have no choice but go to these other people that quote unquote are fake ass photographers that don't know what the fuck they're doing, or they're just pretending to be photographers just because they have a camera, and then they quote unquote take advantage of these people. And I believe I have a post posted on my page about that, a guy that did some nasty, despicable shit.
Right.
And that, after reading all of that about what that dude did, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna go into details, but you've seen it.
Yeah, I did. I
Um,
definitely saw it on your page.
so like
Definitely.
that shit pissed me off so much to a point where like when people come to my page and they see the models, because my work, I don't give directions, I don't give restrictions. Whatever the model wants to wear, she could wear. Like I'm not the type of like, oh, you have to wear lingerie and that's it. Like if she wants to wear jeans, she could wear jeans. If she wants to wear dress, she could wear dress. She wants to wear lingerie, she could wear lingerie. Fine.
Yeah.
The majority of my models, they choose to wear lingerie or sexy outfits. Fine. I have
Right.
no problems with that. But when people that are coming into the business and are like scared, quote unquote, and they see that work, they get like those thoughts in my head, like, oh, he might be that type of person or that type
Mm-hmm.
of dude. So seeing what that dude did, that shit pissed me off so much, and it made me think like, okay, even though I'm definitely not like this at all, like you said, I'm very professional. I'm a great person. I'm great. I'm definitely not that type of person. But even
No,
though
100.
even though you know this, new people might not know this like at all.
Right.
So like that was the whole point of why I did a rebrand of my page and why I posted those two things about that
Right.
first dude and then I posted my rebrand
Right.
because the whole point of doing all of this is not for me. Granted, I get benefits from doing this, but the whole
Right.
point of doing this is for the model. You're
Right.
doing this to help put a spotlight and put them on stage and have them be noticed and have them shine for other people to see. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And in doing that, you have to have boundaries. You have to set an example. You have to provide a space, physical and emotional and all types of the spectrum. You have to provide a safe environment, a positive environment where the model can feel comfortable. Because if you make that mistake and be like that douche that we're not going to talk about,
Right.
it ruins the 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 idea of, oh, I could do this for a job and like actually do it the right way and have fun doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I did that whole rebrand for the whole purpose of it's not for me, it's not for anyone else. I'm doing this for the models, model safety, and to make sure that they have actual good content. Not just raunchy content, because anyone could take a picture of raunchy shit, and you've seen this OnlyFans. Hello, come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like the whole point, because photography is like you said, is another form of art, and not just art, is actual, real art that's frozen in time. So you have to provide greatness to show how great they are. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And I think it speaks volumes about a photographer, yourself included, when a model shoots multiple times with you, because obviously it's a testament to the comfort level and the professionalism that the photographer has. And, like I said, when I speak about this, I'm speaking about you as well, because I've shot multiple times with you. I've seen models on your page who have shot multiple times with you, and that speaks volumes, only because if you're not comfortable and someone's not professional, you're not going to go back and you're not going to have a second shoot with them. um and I think that that's like super important when it comes to modeling stuff, just the level of comfort and professionalism. And it's just something that, you either have the comfort level with someone and you're able to work together, or you don't. And the fact that you're able to do that is honestly, I don't want to say it's rare, but it's not something that I definitely have with every photographer. And I think I can speak for a lot of models when I say that there are a lot of times when you're not necessarily the most comfortable, and the person doesn't even really have to do or say anything outlandish or outrageous to you
It could just be a
for you
vibe
to.
that you feel.
Exactly. Or like sometimes they'll be like, oh, I only shoot in lingerie. I only do this and this and this and this. And it's kind of like, okay, like I get it. This is what you prefer. But to kind of tell someone exactly what they have to wear and the kind of things that they have to do in those, like, you know, I don't know. That kind of stuff kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth, because it's like, can we collab on this? Can we talk about it? Can we, or, like I only shoot nude. Like I've had multiple photographers hit me up, whether it's like an email or whether it's on IG, and they'll ask me like, oh, like I only shoot nude. Will you shoot nude? And I always tell them no, because I don't shoot nude ever. So and they'll be like, oh, well, that's too bad. I only shoot nude. When you change your mind, like, let me know. And I'll be like looking at the message, like, I'm not going to change my mind. I just told you I don't shoot nude. And, let me put this out there as well. I don't want to sound judgmental because I'm certainly not. I have many friends that shoot nude, and, I have multiple people I've worked with who shoot nude, and I think it's dope, but it's not for me. And it's not for me for multiple reasons. I'm a mom first and foremost, so I never want my son to come across something that might possibly, be something that he shouldn't see, because that kind of stuff does happen.
Yes.
Number one. And then number two, I also, I have a 9 to 5 kind of job. It's not really a 9 to 5 because I work overnight, but I work in a professional environment, and I manage other people for a living. So I also have to think about those kind of things while I'm doing my shoots. And it's not that there's anything wrong, like I said, with shooting nude or, any of those type of shoots, but I have to think about those type of things when I'm shooting. And when someone tries to kind of sway you into a different direction and kind of almost like pressure you into feeling like this is what you should do, or this is all they shoot and they're so great, so this is, you should give them a chance and try it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, no, like, dude, I said no. Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna
See,
happen,
that right there, that's the wrong type of pressuring and convincing and persuading to do. When
Right.
I try to do that, I don't say, yo, you need to shoot nude. Or what I do, I'm pretty sure, like, I've done it to you, where I've dropped little comments here and there when I first started talking to you. Like before, I was like, damn, you're really pretty. Like, you have like great photo presence. You should be modeling. Bam, that's it. Just modeling. Not any specific
Right.
type of
But
modeling.
yeah,
Just modeling.
that's not uncomfortable. That's like a compliment, and
Yeah.
then a compliment from a photographer. And when you look at the person's page and they have credibility because they're an actual photographer, and you actually see that they've worked with models, those kind of things actually go a long way and mean something, because you see the person credible. There are also a lot of people who will hit you up on social media and ask you, do you want to shoot with me? I'd love to shoot with you. And, I'm the type of person who goes to everyone who asks me to shoot, as long, like, if it looks like, you know, if it looks credible, I'll go and check out their work. I always go and look. I see, who they've worked with, what publications, what kind of work they're doing, what they've posted, how many models they have, etc. Right? Because you want to see the validity of it. You're not just going to agree to shoot with someone like in their backyard with their iPhone. Like, it's like, no.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, that happens.
No,
You don't know how
yeah. I thought of something, but I'm not gonna go into that tangent. But yeah, go ahead.
Listen, I've been asked by the craziest people. Like, I've had people hit me up from a personal page with no photography whatsoever. Like, not even one picture, not even a picture of scenery, not a picture of like a flower, like nothing. Not a picture of a human being in sight. It's like literally a personal page for their, whatever they're doing in their life that they want people to see. And they'll be like, "Hey, I'd love to shoot with you. Like, I'm a photographer based in New York City." And I'm looking at the page like, is there a secondary page that should have been mentioned? That's their business page, or like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So, I'll those type of things I kind of just ignore, because you can clearly tell it's just like a ploy for someone to try to be slick or whatever. So I ignore those type of things. But there are a lot of people who aren't very credible who will reach out to you to do shoots, quote unquote, and that's a real thing. So when someone's credible, and when someone, compliments you, and you can clearly see that they're a professional with an eye for photography and business minded like yourself, and they have work under their belt, that's kind of like something that you take, you take it seriously. Like, when you messaged me when we first started talking, I didn't think anything negative or strange. I didn't think you were trying to talk to me, or you were, like, I actually.
I think the only really difficult thing that really took us forever to really work wasn't the comfortability. It wasn't being weird vibes. I think it was just bad timing. I think he's just like, the only times that I couldn't do shoots was when you was available, and the only times that I could shoot you wasn't available. Like, it was very hard for us to find matching dates.
It was. And the funny thing is, I'm a night owl, and I like to shoot late night. So any photographer that knows me knows I like to shoot late. And I know you have a day job as well that you had to be at early.
Yeah.
And then I usually work at night, and then my nights off, when I would want to shoot late, you would have to work the next day, because I was off Monday.
Yeah, and that shit used to kill me. Like, oh my God.
Exactly. And I would always be like, can we shoot at 8 or 9? And you'd be like, what about 7? I'd be like, what about 8? And like, because I'm such a night owl,
Oh
I
God,
I literally come alive at night.
I
Like I
remember. I
love.
remember there was one particular time. Like I like this is like we shot already before, so we were already shooting. But
Right.
there was a time where it was was it the duplex? Was it the duplex? I think it was the duplex where that was the last dope ass spot that I got before the shutdown
Yes.
happened, and I was like,
Yep.
I looked at it like this before like I actually showed up to the place. I looked at it in pictures. I was like, nah, this place can't be like this big and this fucking hot and dope.
Right.
And when I got there, holy shit, that shit was amazing. And
Yeah.
that's the only shoot that I regret that you couldn't come to because you had to work.
I remember that, and you sent me videos of the space, and I was like, "Oh
Dude,
my god!"
like,
I was so mad I couldn't come to that
dude,
one.
it
I
was
know.
that's how good it was. I had to share it, like to in
Yeah.
like to you to and like I literally took videos and sent that shit individually to people that like yo. Look at this shit, like yo, look at it, like
Yeah.
yo, and like to you, like yo, you don't know what you missed. You should have fucking called out at work, be like
Yeah,
yo, I'm
you were
sick.
like, can you come? Can you call? And I'm like, I can't. I'm at work.
Should have been
And
like,
that's the crazy part. I know. I remember that day too because you were texting me videos and pics, and I was like, oh my
I was
god.
like, yo, this shit has to be showed. This like I can't keep this to myself. This shit has to be shown to the world.
It would have been super dope if we could have collabed on that one for sure.
Oh man,
We're definitely gonna do it when things start opening back up again. I mean, they are slowly, as we all know, but fingers crossed we get into phase 2 on Monday.
like
um,
we're going in. We are we are gonna go into phase 2.
yes, we are.
So,
Exactly.
but like, I remember that shit so vividly. Like, I remember that because that was the first time. Like, I've done suites, I've done penthouses before,
Right.
but that was the first time I've ever done a duplex penthouse. That shit
Yeah.
was like, you can't see it right now. Obviously, you can't see it. Then the viewers can't see it. But like, my mind was fucking blown.
I remember your text. You were super hype, and you were like, "You should have been here." I was like, "Oh damn!"
Cause
I felt-
I'm gonna give you a little play by play. Like, first of all, the spot was in Times Square. That's already a
Right.
plus, a major
Right.
plus for me, for visuals,
Mm-hmm.
backgrounds, city vibes, all that. Fine. I'm walking to the place. It's like in the cut, but like between two avenues. Like one avenue, I forget what it is, and the other one is Times Square.
Mhm.
So I'm walking to the entrance, right? The entrance is like real narrow. So I'm like, oh damn, this is gonna be like one of those like false advertising type shits, isn't it? Right? So I open
Right.
the door. The lobby is like kind of tight, like small tight. So then I go to check in. I'm like, okay, fine, all right, I'm checking in. Kind of in my mind, I'm thinking like this is gonna be fucked up. Like it's gonna be a small ass room, I bet. So I'm checking in. Then I walk into the elevator. Even the elevator is fucking small. Like fuck. Like right now, before I even seen the room, like I'm already getting like negative thoughts already in my head.
Right.
So
right,
like
right.
he tells me the room. Okay, it's at the top floor, top, all the way to the top, and the whole floor is like the whole thing. Well, was it the whole floor? No, it wasn't because there was two penthouses, but one of them was the duplex, the other one was a regular penthouse. So
Right.
my room was the double one. So I get out the elevator. There's 3 doors, one straight. I guess it was like for like the people that work there. The one to the left was like the regular penthouse, and then the one to the right was mine. So like I go open the door, put the key, the door opens, and then there's a whole other door behind that door. I was like, okay. So like I put the key in there, I open that door, and when I say that my mind, like I said, blown. But when I when I opened that door and I walked through, I saw the first floor living room area and then the balcony. I was like, nah, this is beautiful. This is crazy, and I didn't even see the second floor yet. So like, I'm thinking like this is gonna be great. Like the balcony was big, and then like the first floor was shared with like the other penthouse. That's not a duplex. So like when I walked up to the second floor, dude, it was huge, and it was like glass steps and fucking glass bathroom walls, and then the second floor had its own private longer balcony with a view of the city. I was like, nah, this is amazing. This is like the best this is gonna be the best shoot ever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I
and to this day, I honestly believe that is my top. You know, it might be my top location that I've shot in.
Yeah, that was really dope. When you sent me the videos and pictures, I was so excited for you. I really wish I could have been there too. That was like definitely probably the flies location I've ever seen a photographer I've worked with shoot in actually.
Dude, like it was amazing.
It,
Like
it really was.
if God please let it end quick because
Right.
I would immediately go back to do shoots in it. Like you know what makes me even sadder? But like after I did that shoot, right?
Mhm.
One of the models that wanted to come back and do another event there and bring more people, and she was like, "Dude, I can get you models to pay
Mhm.
$300 a piece."
Yeah.
And she was talking about bringing 4 or 5 models there. Can you imagine
Mhm.
that shit? 300 a
Yeah.
piece?
And
Oh,
that's a location that people would, pay to do a shoot in like that cuz that's not really that much money at all to do a shoot in a great
and
place like that.
oh my
And
god, like I took the day off. I was gonna book it, and then what happened? Fucking shut down. Boom, everything shut down, shut down, shut down. I was
yep.
like, my heart is broken. Like,
Yep.
oh my god, it was the worst. But yeah, but anyways, can you believe we've been talking for an hour?
I can't believe we've been talking for an hour, but this is what happens with us. I feel like we do this when we shoot too. We're just like going back and forth, and I feel like that shoot that we did that was like 3 hours long. I felt like we were there for like an hour,
Dude,
but
yeah,
we were,
that's the first one. That's the FD White Room one. Or was it
yeah.
the second one?
No, it
It,
was the second one in FD because we had the first one we did like I think a 2 hour slot, and then the
yeah,
next
yeah,
one
yeah.
was
It
like
was the second one. Oh,
it was
you're right.
like
You're right.
three
It
or
was the
four
second one.
hours. Yeah, and we were just there shooting, like shooting the shit, collabing, having a great time. And actually, I remember another model even came to do headshots with you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like,
That's why I booked it for longer because I had other people coming because.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I remember now. I remember now. It's coming
and
back. It's coming back to me. It's coming back.
yep. And then we shot like almost the whole time except for the little intermission that we had with someone else shooting, but it was dope. And we
Yeah.
didn't even. It wasn't even like it doesn't feel like working or it doesn't feel strenuous at all when you're like totally laid back and just like having a good time working with someone. So I think that's like the dopest part
And
of actually
mind
working.
you, everybody, even though it's all laid back, it's chilling, good vibes. It's still work at the same time, but it doesn't. But when you saw those pictures, you would think like, dude, this is like because I think you shot for like some magazines, right? Those that
Yeah,
second one was for magazines, and
yeah,
then
absolutely. We used like 3 or 4 of those looks in a swimsuit magazine that I did, and actually, um, another magazine I did, a lingerie magazine, which, or no, I'm sorry, it's not a lingerie magazine. It is a magazine, but they are doing a lingerie feature. So I think actually, the one in the leopard bikini that we did that night, we actually got the cover. For
yeah,
yeah, we did the cover for Portfolio Fashion Magazine, and then we have like I think it's like a 12 page spread in that magazine or something with like a couple different swimsuit looks we did that night. And then we have this other one that we shot that night as well, a lingerie look that I have for a magazine that unfortunately because of the COVID thing didn't come out yet because
yeah.
they couldn't facilitate that, but it will be coming out in the next couple weeks. Fingers crossed if everything goes well and everything can get put together for them. So we're still waiting to see those ones featured in the magazine, but we definitely shot like 2 magazines that night and a whole bunch of different looks. And then we also,
Mind you,
we
look,
also,
mind you, before you even continue, listen to
yeah,
what you heard. What she said. We shot for 2 magazines and did a whole bunch of outfits in the span of 3 hours.
yep.
Usually that doesn't
So
happen.
that's how we were working
Yeah.
because we're super focused, but we were having a good time while we were doing it. But we were super focused because we got all of that out of the way. We definitely shot a 12 page spread and a cover
And that's
and another feature
and
with
that's
three
how
different looks.
and that's how it's supposed to be. It's
Yeah.
exactly how that, and that's why I aim when I started doing this is what I aim to do. Like this is like one of my taglines that I always say, and I didn't even think have it like on my page. Make the ordinary extraordinary.
Yep.
Look at that. And like that just goes to show you, like, if you put in the work, you make it how you do things the right way and how you want to do things, and not be a follower, be a leader, do your own thing, and good things will follow. And it shows, and I'm proud to say that I'm one of those people that's considered one of the best in the business.
I agree. You're definitely, your edits are on point, you're timely, you're professional, it's a good vibe, you have all the equipment, you know your angles. And I think one of the most amazing things actually about working with you the first time was that, I mean, I don't know how other people like their pictures edited or what their vision is for themselves, but when you edited my pictures, I remember you sending them to me, and like generally when I get a picture edit back, I will go back and forth with the photographer a couple times, kind of like, hey, I love it, but like, can you do this, or can you do this, or can you tweak it here? But I literally remember you sent me like my edits, and I didn't want anything. Like, you were like, are you cool with this? Do you like this? Like, how does it look to you? Because it was our first time working, so you kind of didn't know where my head was at, and I didn't know where your head was at necessarily on the edits.
Yeah.
But when we got the edits together and you sent them to me, I remember I didn't want anything changed. Like, I was like, this is dope, I love it, like, it's ready to go. You're like, are you sure? Like, I'm gonna put the logo on it, I'm gonna send you the finals. And I was like, yeah, send it. Like, I love it. And it's just that it's really great when you actually collab with someone that you have the same vision as, because a lot of the time when I collab with, different people, it's hard to kind of get on the same page with some stuff. And then, it's the final product. You obviously want it to come out the way you want it, and the photographer also wants it to come out the way they want it. So when the vision is so similar, that's dope, because it makes things super easy. And I think that's another great thing about working with you that we have. It's like we're on the same page, like 9 times out of 10, I would say, even more.
Yeah.
And then if I ask you, like,
Because nobody's
hey,
perfect.
no, of course.
That's why you get. That's why I would say maybe 99.9999.
I'd agree with that number. Absolutely. And then I feel like if I'll often with like photographers take like a number of photos, obviously, as you know, and they'll send me like the Google Drive with the roughs, and I'll look through them and I'll be like, okay, I like X, Y, and Z, and I'll send them back to them. Like, these are the ones that I want for sure. But I know with you, like, a lot of the time I'll pick my faves for sure, because obviously, I'll always have some I like better, and you'll always have some, for whatever reasons, that we like the best. But I know, like, I'll often say to you, like, just pick whichever one you like, or just set, like, edit a couple that you like and send them to me, because I trust, you know what I mean? I trust what you like, and I like it as well. So, and like, sometimes you'll surprise me and send me an edit that you're using for something, like the other day, like when you were like, hey, I just wanted to send you this edit real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah, I remember.
And I was like,
yeah.
so, yeah, and I was driving, I remember, but I looked at it, because usually if it's like someone, there's a number of photographers that I work with, like you, and it's really like a good, like, back and forth, and I trust it. But some people I'll like pull over, or I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll really look at the picture. But like, I remember I saw it in the car, I looked at it, and I was like, this is dope. Like, absolutely, like, go for it. And I think that's really awesome, the way that we work together, in the sense that, like, we both like see the same vision type of thing for what we're doing on our project. So that's been like that's been a blessing, I have to say. There's not a lot of like stress on either side that goes into it. It's kind of like we both do our thing, and then we meet in the middle, and everything is just,
Aww.
good.
Aww.
I like it. And when are we shooting again, MDC? Michael,
oh my God! And we gotta get this shit open. We gotta get it back. We gotta get it back rolling.
I'm ready. I'm like, here. I'm planning my outfits. I have like my makeup artist on deck. Like, my hair is done again, Michael. Come on. The salon's open on Monday. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely have to get back in the studio. As things started to open up, I've been having like people start DMing me and start messaging me about collabing on some shoots.
Dude, you have no idea the messages that I get. They make me sad. They make me so damn sad. I'm like, dude.
I bet.
Because like, we miss you. I miss shooting with you. When you gonna open again? I mean,
yes, I know.
I'm like, oh my God, you're fucking killing me.
You're like, I wish I could. I have the same things. People reach out to me and be like, I've had people even reach out and be like, do you have old content that we can have? Like, do you have anything unedited we can edit? Or like, and I'm like, kind of, but no, like, I have some stuff that's kind of waiting to be
I mean
like it's
that's what I did too. Like when I added your picture, I was just going through all my Dropbox files that I had that I didn't that didn't make the cut.
edit.
I was like, okay,
Yep.
let me see if I can go through again because I need new content. It's been 4 months. I
Yep.
haven't posted any.
I know, because no one could work. I know I have so many people asking me for old content too. Like, do you have anything like anything sitting around that we can get our hands on? So yeah, but it's dope. It's dope. It's dope. It's dope that things are opening again. I can't wait to start working. Me and you are definitely gonna have to collab in the next couple weeks.
Yes.
I don't know, if any of the photo studios are opening or whatever, but
You know
I'm
what?
down
You know something?
outdoor.
We can stop outside. We can find the spot outside.
That's what I'm saying. I'm down for an outdoor shoot. I know we talked about that once before. I found this really cool bodega that I want to shoot in front of because they literally have like 500 of the same product piled like perfectly, all facing the same way. It looks like the Campbell's soup things, the Campbell's soup ads or whatever. Like it's actually super dope. It's like a wall of like different cans and things, but they're all face the same way, perfectly spaced. Like it's really weird. It looks like art, but it's a store.
Well, it's
I found it
definitely something that we're gonna be working on when everything starts opening up more.
for
And
sure. And I've
yeah,
been looking at like some really dope places with graffiti and things like that outside. Like that's
me
what I've kind of
too.
been.
Me too. When I'm driving
Yeah,
home from work, I see all these locations that would be dope for our outdoor shoot.
exactly. And now that it's nice out, I feel like it's the perfect time. So we should definitely jump.
Definitely gotta do like the beach if it's open.
Yeah,
If it's open. If it's open. If it's open.
right.
Fingers
Exactly.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yep, beach, pools, any of that stuff, and then like the graffiti spots we found.
Profondo pool.
We'll definitely get together on something in the next little while. I have a publication that reached out to me a couple days ago that needs some content, so you and I will definitely be going back and forth on that and see what we can
And you
see what we
already
can see what we can do for them.
and you already know before when we were shooting all the equipment that I had. You remember all
Oh yeah,
the light stick, the lights, the umbrella lights, the fucking
everything. And
the
you're always upgrading too, because you'll send me pics like, hey, I just ordered this,
yo
I just
yo
got this,
yo
I just
yo.
upgraded this, and that's cool too because you're always like reinvesting in yourself, so you always have the best stuff to
We're
work
gonna
with. Great.
we're gonna do this outro like this. Listen, you thought those equipment or that equipment rather was dope, dude. You should see what I upgraded to. It's gonna make our old pics look like meh pics compared to these.
I'm ready for that. When are
Dude,
we doing this?
dude. When I tell you that this new equipment that I got is gonna take my shots to the next level. It's gonna
For real?
take my thing from 10 to 1 million.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to it.
And you know what's even better? I don't need to plug it into no walls. It's completely portable.
Oh wow.
So
Well,
I
that's
could take that shit out in the street and use that shit out in the street.
so our outdoor shoots are lit this summer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited for all this.
And also, I've upgraded my lenses, so there's even more powerful lenses.
Oh wow. So you've done a lot of upgrading and shopping while we've been off and doing all this. So you've like reinvented yourself. Like you
Oh
were in a
my
little
God.
cocoon.
I mean,
You're
like,
in a little cocoon.
I'm telling you, when MDC comes back and he makes that first post, like, hey guys, guess who's back? And you see that first model picture, you're gonna be like, heart eyes, heart emojis, heart emoji. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
And we got to do the MDC outfits because you have all those new outfits
Oh my
ready.
god. I'm trying to end the show and you bring this MD. You gotta bring me.
Oh, I started a whole new can of worms.
Okay.
We'll be quick.
This
We'll
one
be
last
quick.
thing. These MDC outfits, I've showed you them. And I showed you the first one, the clips.
Yep.
Those were amazing. Granted, those are great outfits. These new outfits that I got, that I'm looking at, on par.
Even better.
Not what I would say. They're just as good, even more better, just because how they look. But holy shit! And on top of that, now that I'm doing my own outfits, yes, I have my own brand. I talked about it in the other two previous episodes. Go back and listen to them. Yes, I got equipment because I wanted to do my own clothing line because had a whole thing where models came and then I had nothing to wear, and then I came up with the idea. Well, I can just come up with my own brand and provide you with stuff to wear because I had models come and they had nothing to wear.
Right.
So like, and then you see all these pages that do quote unquote these clothing lines for models, and yet it's mad raunchy as shit, and they just give it to only the quote unquote the high following pages or the pages with like that are ass pages or raunchy
Yeah.
pages, and then the
Yeah.
outfits are like mad flimsy and mad fucking cheap as shit. But yet
Yeah.
but yet the pages are getting super followers, and like these girls are getting like quote unquote like they just have to like freaking quote unquote just twerk for like and just get that bad image of themselves. And I didn't want to
Yes.
do that, so I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this the right way, and that's what I did. And that's what I'm gonna do. That's why I bought this new other equipment. That I'm just buying more equipment, buying more equipment. That's why I bought this equipment to help me make my logos, cut them out, and make my own design clothing. And that's what I'm doing with these MDC outfits. And that's
It's
that's
gonna
that.
that's gonna be dope. I think we gotta all get together, like all of your, models that you work with like consistently, and do like a whole MDC outfit. I think that would be fire.
That's gonna be. I don't want to say no spoilers, but that's kind of one of the ideas that I have for when I do my reopening.
Let's do it. I'm there.
Get like 10 models, or maybe 5 to 10 models. Get MDC outfits and just give them to them. Wow, MDC's back.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be great, and I can't wait to do the penthouse thing or the duplex thing on
Oh,
42nd.
you know,
So many ideas, our outdoor stuff. I'm looking forward to all of that. I have like things in my head. I have ideas in my head. I have hair and makeup ideas. You know me. I'm like
okay.
all of the
One
place.
last tangent. One last tangent because we over an hour here. One
We
last
really
tangent. One idea that I had, right, was to do an MDC models vacation tour.
Ooh, I like vacations.
You know what I'm saying? So like
I like
take like a vacation to like Miami or like to Cali or some shit, and just
mhm.
get like me, a couple other models, and I don't know friends or whatever, whoever else, and just go.
Mhm.
Just take a fucking trip and just on that trip just find spots and just do photo shoots.
Shoot, that would be awesome.
At the same time, you working, you having fun, and you're on vacation at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That
at
would
the
be awesome.
and then at the other time, you can have somebody else recording like and have content
Behind,
for like behind the scenes type thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, oh my god, like I had so much ideas, but then this shit shut down.
I know. Don't worry. We have all the ideas still. We just have to execute when everything opens.
And if anybody is listening to this, don't even steal my idea. Don't even try it. It's copyrighted. It's NDC. It's mine.
We said it first. Michael said it first.
Right. But love, but I just want to say, K Slay, it's I miss you, miss working with you, miss everything about all of y'all that are listening. My models, I miss you all. I hope you guys are staying safe, protected, being smart. Because just because everything's getting better doesn't mean we gotta stop being smart. No, we still gotta be smart. And I will hopefully see you very, very soon when we get back into this. We're gonna get all this working again. Thanks for you for being on the show with me.
Thank you, MDC. You know I'm always, always, always on deck whenever you let me know.
Thank you for being so much Team MDC
You
because
know that.
I'm gonna say here again on the first episode, one of the models that I spoke to said, so what's gonna be the end game for MDC after it's all done? You know what? You know what I said? I'm gonna say, you know what? It's gonna end with MDC Studios.
I can definitely see that.
Just have my own studio and just do either my shoots there or rent it out for other people to use it.
That's gonna be dope.
Can you
You're
imagine that? Can you
definitely gonna
imagine
do
that?
that.
That's
You already have all the equipment, Michael. You like have enough equipment for like 5 different photographers at this point. So I think I think you need the studio. It's only right. It's really naturally the next step
That's
because
the
you bought every piece of photo equipment that anyone could possibly own. So now you need the studio for sure.
oh God! All right, guys. We'll see you in the next podcast. I'm MDC. This is Kay, and this has been MDC's and his models podcast. Thank you guys for
Thank
listening, and we're
you
out of here.
guys. Thank you, Michael.
Bye bye.